my Pookies, ZB here, and you may be wondering, well, ZB, what is this video technically about, and what lore did you exactly find out about the Freak Circus? Oh, well, I have tons of lore for that, actually, and I'll be honest, guys, this isn't the first time I actually fell in love with a clown. I think it was back during June 4th last year, and I was in the Candyland fan base. I'm sorry, I know I joined it very late because Candyland literally been out since 2022, and I had no idea about it because I was too busy doing other things. It's actually catching up on all the fandoms that recently came out. So I'm sorry that I'm very late on some fandoms that I need to actually catch up on. Yeah, about that. Like I said, yeah, that wasn't the first time I fell in love with a clown. But when I had saw this fandom that I'm currently in now, also known as the Freak Circus, I had changed my model design to more match how way I basically thought that my soul might be. Because as you all know, in my multiverse on my YouTube channel, I have a multiverse representing my emotions and how they are. So here's the thing. My main character is also known as Stardust DB. Like the whole creator, the girl who's obsessed with the moon. She decided me was just, well, me. All the other ZBs controls my body. She stays inside my body. They be them, and that's how it ends. Classic ZB. Boy, Classic ZB. Classic ZB is kind of known as a negative emotion, as discussed. Like, the thing that don't really like things. Well, as Vanellope be in my joy side, which is basically happiness, she had took over that side quite the much. Let's say Vanellope controlled everybody except one ZB that is very hard to get to, also known as Ruby Rose, the anger ZB. Anyways, yeah. So let's just say instead of disliking things, how about you like more stuff? And I guess that's where the Hiruyazu came from. Classic ZB just didn't like more than one stuff. She has ways like Love Trick ZB, which is basically like my love and passionate side. She fell in love with every single dang boy I see. Like, literally, she's like decided to be like, oh my gosh, he's cute. Oh my gosh, he is adorable. Hold on, I want him. But this guy, like, oh my gosh, stop it. Literally. So, like, you know what? I can't just be crushing on multiple guys and then just stay like, oh yeah, I'm with this person. Then they go be like, I thought he was with this guy. Oh god. So, with me being the ZB YouTuber on the internet that has more than one fan crush on one character, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a multiverse. Here, this ZB get to be with this ZB. Here, this ZB get to be with this character. This ZB get to be with that character. This ZB get to be with this person. This ZB get to be with this person. That's basically what I'm doing. So that way you guys be like, no, ZB mine. No, ZB mine. I don't belong to anybody. If I'm going to say this, I don't belong to anybody in real life except myself and the people I do have crushes on. I will say that. And like, yeah, the whole with my dad's situation, they like, girl, you're too young to have crushes. I get that, but yet I am still a teenager, so I kind of deserve my freedom right now. Anyways, as you know, I recently had a birthday on January 26th, and after I celebrated my birthday, I have been catching up a couple things I kind of been out until I bumped to a fandom that actually been out, also known as the Freak Circus. And I think I started watching that on the 28th of this month. And so, or it was either the 27th, the 28th or the 27th, or at least on my birthday. And when I found out about that, oh dear God, did I fall in love so quickly. It was so hard to choose whether I wanted Harley Quinn or Pierrette. Don't get me wrong, both of them are very nice, both of them, but I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for Pierrette, so obviously Pierrette. But, I have discussed many things about the fandom when I played it and when I watched it. Sadly, when I played the fandom, it gave me trouble with the game because, one, I was using my phone. Two, I was on a website. So, every time I try to hear the dang audio, I cannot hear the audio. I could just only read it. I couldn't even hear, like, the voices. I'm looking like, are you kidding me? I got so mad because I'm like, I want to hear the music. I want to hear the characters. So that's why I'm like, the only time where I can like hear it is when I record myself playing the game. I'm like, really? So at this point, I'm just going to get a laptop to actually play the game. But I was thinking about doing a live stream where we can actually react to people who actually play the game, and you'll see how way. And I'll actually give you an idea how way you think that I may play the game. Cause if you really know me, I will be very generous and nice because I love being nice for one. And I feel like me being nice may get me in trouble a lot because I may be too nice. Yeah, I gotta get that worked out. I can't be too nice to everybody, so I gotta be careful of that. But anyways, yeah. So with the whole lore thing, all right, let me stop before I get distracted. I actually found out a lot of lore from this game that I don't know if anyone else had picked it out, but you remember the scene where we had met Pierrette and he was performing while dancing, and it was with him with the knife scenes with the lady that they call the assistant on the stage. After I saw the part where she got like stabbed in her forehead with the knife, that wasn't the assistant of any stage. That was actually the lady from the cafe who was being rude to us. So basically, he killed a woman who was being a jerk to us. And as we thought in the game, as a player, we thought that it was just some random assistant. No, that was a lady from the cafe who was being rude. Everyone do not like rude customers, so it will kind of only make sense why Pierrette would do such a thing. Honestly, like I said before, I really did, but I'm doing it. And I'm sorry, this is me sitting. I don't actually mean no harm. I don't actually want people to die, but like, geez, you should have been such a jerk, so I kind of say you kind of deserve what you got. Anyways, yeah, that was one lore or something that I might have found out. And there was another scene when you go to Harley Quinn's show where they tell the story of what happened to them. I'm starting to believe that what basically happened to them is that they were the monsters, and they are the ones who became human. And there's many reasons why I thought that, because like if you see from the Jesters show, it showed that actually Pierrette was the one who fell in love with the angel. And like I said before, my OC name, who is basically like my soul, because as everyone knows that Angel ZB is basically like the soul of me, so she's like me generally, but I just wanted to bring that in. It only makes sense why I'll put my new OC design as Angel for a reason. Pierrette actually fell in love with the angel, but as you all know, it's like the whole thing I discussed with my mom. It's like they're not playing games with us, the player, but it's like it's a battle between Pierrette and Harley Quinn. And I've seen this before, many with guys, because it was reminded me of this one movie I watched it called The Book of Life, where there was two boys who were friends, except in this situation, Harley Quinn and Pierrette are not friends. They may work together as circus people, but they're not friends. They're more like rivals or like enemies, as you will say. And there's reason behind that due to the lore about the whole story of what happened to them. Now, like I mentioned before, the whole thing is reminding me of like two guys who are maybe friends, best friends, or like just know each other generally. And they like this one girl. But the thing is, even though they like the same girl, they go and see who will get her first. So it's like whoever impresses the girl most gets to have the girl. And I guess that's what they're doing with Harley Quinn and Pierrette. It's like whoever impresses the girl most gets to have the girl. It's kind of like that. But you see, like, here's the thing. For Pierrette to be a yandere, and yes, I see many yanderes before, because I actually used to be in the yandere fandom, and I'm not going to lie. It was quite interesting, but most yanderes, like, I watched this YouTuber before called Lottie, like she mentioned before. Most yanderes that we may have seen would just try to, like, push forward on you. Like, they don't care if you don't like them. They just want you to like them anyway, so they'll, like, force you and stuff. Pierrette does not do that. He do not force you to be in love with us. He lets us decide by our emotions whether you want to be with him or not. And if we say no, that it's totally it's okay. He understands, and that's probably why I love him so much, because only thing I want someone to is to like understand me, get me for who way I am. And in how way those dialogues of his, oh my, those dialogues of Pierrette. I was trying my best last night not to scream, because this guy, oh my god. I was trying my best not to literally scream and go to bed and go like, OMG. I was literally not crashing out. I was literally just freaking out and like literally having this. I'm like, oh my gosh, he said this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I would not say it, oh my gosh. Even my brother was like, yo, shut up. I was like, no. So like, if you ever tell me about your girlfriend, I don't want to hear it. Because I'm like, let me have my moment. While I'm in my moment, let me be in my moment. Literally, this guy was making me crazy to the scenes of Harley Quinn. Oh my gosh. It was so hard to decide, though, like, do I want to be loyal to Barrett or do I want to give Harley Quinn? I still want to be loyal. I am very loyal. But, like, oh my gosh. It was like, which one do you pick? It's so hard. So it's kind of like a choose me game. That's what I'm thinking of. It's like, choose me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Because here's the thing, I do not like being involved in situations. If I was involved in any of those situations, I'll probably try to like pull away. Because who would be involved in that? Not me. No, do not involve me in any of that, please. So that's another lore I may figure out. I think that like Pierrette was in love with the angel. But, you know, due to the whole thing of them wanting to become human, want to be free, she might have to like die for them or to become human. But then it was a story twist when Jester had told a story. Instead of her like actually dying for them and say the things that Harley Quinn said, he actually the one who, you know, bit her and made everyone eat her. That's what I'm guessing. And I guess, like, between the dialogue of why they'll say that we look so delicious, just so available for them to eat, I guess that's due to the whole angel situation. So at this point, I'm thinking they're finding us, like, as the angel right now. So I guess in the series, as us being the player, or I like to call it a series, but I'll call it fandom. And so I guess, like, in the fandom, we're basically known as the angel to them, or we're just basically given a reminder of like their past. So I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, I wouldn't blame the player for having such thoughts, because like I'll be curious too, honestly. But I feel like even though I might be curious, I might kind of give it away over with my excitement and me not be able to control my emotions that well. So yeah, I might be in a big headspace right now. But I know I said that this video was going to be me talking about the lore and why I made such things, but I cannot get over this fandom. So when I go live stream, since I'll have longer time to talk to you guys, and I may not have that much time because YouTube only allow like certain minutes on videos, I will explain everything of why I thought such things on the lore, is also get you guys' opinions to see what you think. But right now, there was another scene that also caught my eye. How when he mentioned that it burns every time when he thinks of us, and how much he's in love with us. Now, for that to be monsters, maybe how it cut out with the part where we said that we could tell like he's hurting on the inside, but then again, the light is so pure. I'm thinking the time when he was in love with the angel could have probably show why he'll say something like that. And then how the player had mentioned, which is particularly us, one of our dialogues, saying like, Pierrette, I don't know whether you're trying to confuse us with someone else. We literally just met. Yandre's, it's kind of like in between, like, yeah, Yandre part showing, but then again, it's like he's also showing like how he felt for when the angel was there. So I'm thinking that maybe Pierrette finds us as the angel, but then again, it's only a theory that I may thought of. So I hope you guys enjoy me just yapping and talking like I usually do. But anyways, if you want to hear more, I promise I will go live, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.